Coming to show you something. Under here, right, it was a year ago that I addressed all this corrosion, ground it back and have undercoated it. There's a question of seawater getting into these cracks. That's not welded fully, and you wouldn't want to weld it fully because the whole floor would buckle. So it's just sort of tack, 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 tack. There is some mastic in here or some sort of sealant, but there's also some holes, some gaps. So my plan was, and I went and bought all this 3M 4200, which is like more of a sealant than an adhesive. And I was going to fill all this. I was going to drill a big hole in the ends of these channels with this big ass drill bit, and then tap a thread and put ports in each of these so that I could regularly flush it out, right? Since buying all this, I then put the camera in the hole. So inside there is wiring, these two. There's wiring that runs between the cockpit, the helm station, and the batteries. And I really wanted to check what is the condition of that. And we put the camera down there and it's pretty good. There's nothing really wrong with it. So I was going to put this stuff through, this salt away, which is pretty expensive stuff actually. I think it was $40 for this one. And I'm probably going to need 3 or 4 of them to clean out these channels. But after putting the camera in, having a look. I bought this cheap boroscope. I prefer to call it a boroscope. But it calls itself an endoscope, you know. And I don't like to think of that. I've had that done and it's not pleasant. So I'm looking inside the V's underneath the bridge deck, right? Just to see what's happening in there, because I'm trying to, establish, is there corrosion happening inside, which, those V's not welded all the way along. You wouldn't bother doing that because it's just too much heat into the bridge deck and it's going to warp. It's unnecessary. But what it does need is to be sealed. For the last 10 years, salt water's been just sort of getting into the cracks there, splashing in. So I'm pretty sure it's going to have all sorts of a coral garden growing inside. It's actually cleaner than I thought, but this camera's a bit crappy to tell. It gets some indication. It looks a bit manky. Just wish I could get a focus. Need one.
There.
Well, that's because I've nearly got it out.
Oh, there. See?
That's the trouble. It needs to be.
What is that? Ew, gross.
It needs to be. See, there's some of the wiring running off. That's not in bad shape. I thought it might have been worse. It's good to see the insulation's still there. Can you see a light? What's that light?
I don't know. The end of the
So that's
hole.
this is the bridge deck. That's the V. That
There's
light.
a hole?
Yeah, because the cables come up the other side of the saloon here. So maybe that's that light. I think it's pretty good. And I'm going to all this work for not much reason at all. So I might as well just throw these away now. But come and have a look. Have a close look here. You can see there's weld, and then there's gap. But the paint is sort of sealing it up, yeah? So maybe just another layer of paint will help fill up these little holes. There's drain holes, of course, because, as you change environments, you're going to have different temperatures. Condensation's going to form in here. You got to have drains. But, of course, seawater also goes up in there. But I think it is adequate, and I'm just making work for myself. I don't want to do that anymore. I want this work to end. So I think we're just going to paint these up now and not do all that work. So it's sort of a relief. Get that off my plate, yeah. So Bruce and Kim are going to get cracking and paint this thing. It won't be, it'll be quite, oh look, there's some chipping. That's not too bad. All right, let's get the guys onto it. You're up.
Yeah. We're up.
Are you ready?
We're ready to rumble.
Do you know why it's not slip?
I don't.
For when your boat's upside down, you can walk on it.
Oh, it makes sense.
And not fall off.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's
Well,
some
let's just
forward
try to keep
planning.
that from happening.
wow.
So yeah.
So from
I
now
would have
on,
never
yeah.
thought of that.
when the boat's upside down, don't walk in these areas.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
That's the first thing I'm going to think
Okay.
of.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty
Honey,
good.
don't walk on
Don't
those
walk on that
spots.
stuff. It's really yeah. Okay. And then we're painting right up to the edge. Is that the plan, or what do we want to do here?
Just get some tape.
Yeah, that's fine.
So are we painting the whole thing or just
No,
the patches?
Patches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, hope you guys can hear me over the grinding outside. Bruce is busy working on the corrosion. Day 2 of the electric system coming along nicely. It all worked for us last night. We just put in one battery and the inverter worked beautifully. And we got 120 volt, we got the microwave, we got the new fridge. Perfect. Doing some more upgrades here now. So instead of, see in the Philippines, 15 years ago, when this boat was built, this was a bus bar, just a bolt coming through the polycarb. So I've upgraded that to a actual bus from Amazon. These are nice buses. I think the pair was about 25 bucks, and it just makes for a much neater and less resistance job, you know, have a nice bus bar. Doing good here. I'm gonna have to unscrew this guy. See, now I just pulled this off the wiring. You know, I don't know if I did this or it was done back in the boatyard, but yeah, you always get lugs where the hole is too small and you got to drill it out. But have a look at the ridges. You see those ridges? That's reducing the surface area that's actually touching each other, which increases resistance hugely. You want to knock those ridges off, yeah? Now we're talking. Alright guys, this is my final iteration for now of the DC system. Let me point it out to you just in case you're interested, to tell you the features that I've put in, or yeah, got rid of. So I got rid of all that, those Philippine bus bars, basically a stainless steel bolt, and I put in these nice Amazon bus bars. Like I say, they only maybe 25 bucks for the pair. You know, like Amazon's not available in Philippines, and a stainless steel bolt is about the best you can get locally. So not blaming anybody, but I like this now. It may not look very pretty, and it's I've still got I'm going to buy some short wires. I've still got some of this cable is like a foot too long, so I'm going to buy some shorter stuff and replace it with, and it'll get a little more pretty. But for now, let's start with battery. 2 batteries in, right? That's the battery in. We have a disconnect here, which is electrically activated. For now, I've got a switch, and that way I can just turn the switch off and the batteries are disconnected from the boat. That's what I want. That's what I got now. So I'm happy with that. After the contactor, this is the alternator. Now, yes, there are 2 alternators. They're different size cables. I won't go into why, but basically I needed more copper to bring the charge. This was getting too hot, so I just added this one. This is not new. This is 7 years old. So anyway, that's the alternator input through a fuse, 250 amp fuse, goes up to the bus. And of course, that's joined to the other side of the batteries, which is also up to the bus. The main bus, we've got DC feed, we've got inverter, and we've got the anchor winch. Negative side, these are the batteries going to my old shunt, because I want to keep my old voltmeter as a backup to the Victron. It's also an amp counter, right? So that's got a shunt. Tell me if you think, can you see right up my nostrils? Wow, sorry guys. Tell me if you think this is going to work okay. I've just got these 2 shunts in series. I've got the original shunt in series with the Victron. I'm hoping it's going to work okay. Anyway, from what I understand, the shunts just read the information. Let's see if this works out. This is the main negative feed up to the bus bar. I've got the main DC board negative here, and of course the windlass and the inverter negatives. So that's the main DC system in here. Next is the communications for the Victron. wire up this smart shunt and the servo and the screen. And after that will be the solar panels and solar controllers. It's not a small job, but anyway, getting on with it. Well, that's the Servo GX just installed. Smart shunt is connected. The dongle for the inverter is connected, but I haven't configured all of these things. But we have screen working and charging the battery right now. What's it saying? 90, 91. My other meter, which is in series with it, is also saying 90, 91. So I'm happy with that so far. I've got to fit the screen into my panels, which probably means I need to make a new panel because these two not necessary here. So and that is not big enough to fill holes. So that's another challenge because I have to buy some vinyl, which is pretty. And I doubt if any vinyl I get's not going to match this vinyl. So I might have to re-vinyl this whole nav station eventually. You know, like, just no huge rush for that. The next electric mission is to install the two MPPT solar rigs. Put the solar panels on, because they ain't on. These are lower priority stuff. This can happen when we're already in the water. That's no big deal. I need to get back to corrosion, fixing the rudder, the welding, and the water maker. We're going to need that in Mexico. Tomorrow's jobs now, I think it's the end of the day for me. I am spent. See you guys tomorrow. Let me show you my problem with the rudder. As we aluminium boat owners know, stainless steel and aluminum in seawater, salt water, means the aluminum loses. At the bottom of my rudder, I have an anode, right? One of these, which protects the aluminum, in theory, until it's dissolved enough that the stainless steel starts eating the aluminum. And that's what's happened here. The anode is basically gone, left the stainless steel. So the aluminum is the next least noble material. So now I have holes in my rudder. And it is only this rudder, but I'm sure the other one is on its way. So my goal now is to cut this out, replace it of course, but also modify the design so that it doesn't happen again so readily. And also, I always have water in these rudders, and these screw holes here are possibly where the water's getting in. I don't think so because I put plenty of mastic in there to seal, but I always have water in the rudders. I don't know how. So I'm going to take the advice of Dan, who's building a Mumby up in Port Townsend in Washington.
Hi. Hi.
Brandon here.
Nice
Hi.
to meet you. This one from Mars.
It's all aluminium.
I know.
Yeah.
Can you tell him to buy one?
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, no, there's no stainless in there whatsoever.
Yeah.
And modify this area so that it can't leak. The water can't actually get inside the rudder. Let me explain how I'm going to do that. All right. These are the tabs of roughly 4mm alley that I'm going to put on the bottom of the rudders. And then I'm going to use this solid rod. I'm going to cut off little rounds, probably about that thick, and weld them in two spots, 1, 2, and then weld that in place in the rudder, of course, so that I've got a thick bit of meat to machine a hole, a thread, to mount these, which will then, that thread will be going into that much meat. That's my plan. I'm not sure if it's going to work. This is huge heavy duty for my little 200 amp welder. I'm not sure if I can get a bead all the way around there, but let's have a go at this. With the precision of a surgeon. I'm gonna get the cutting blade. That's the grinding blade. Now the other thing I'm going to look at right now. This rudder is constructed of aluminium, stainless steel shaft, and the shaft is connected to the rudder by webs, one stainless, one aluminium, and then bolted. So that's never a good mix, is it? And especially since it gets salt water up in there, seawater. So let's get the endoscope camera, or boroscope, depends which end you use them in, I guess, and have a look, see what it's looking like up in there. See this? I think it was about 30-40 bucks, Amazon. Does the trick, but it's a bit of a dim. We need to go into the shade.
Is that corrosion?
I guess it doesn't matter. Does it look like it's working?
It looks like there's bugs.
Now I don't know what we're going to see, because we may just see the bottom of one web and we can't see the join between the webs. What's that? That's the bottom of a web right there. So I've hit the bottom. So there's certainly some, what is that? White? I don't know what that is. I just want to, if there's no holes, I'll be happy. It does look a little. Oh, there's the bolt. That's a bolt that's holding the webs together.
But it looks like salty.
And I can see, yeah, it's definitely salty, but I can see there's no holes around the bolt hole. And I'll be guessing that's aluminum we're looking at. And the top of that would be stainless. Whoop. And there's the other bolt. Definitely some action. You can see it's white all around the bolt. I definitely think there is some action. But it's still usable for now. Yeah, Dan had the good idea. Dan up in Port Townsend. He made all aluminum rudders, right? So aluminum shaft. Now the issue with that really is it should be strong enough because it's solid shaft. But being aluminum, it's light, and that makes it probably about the same weight. But the beauty of it is only aluminum, no stainless galvanic corrosion issues. So I would like one day to have rudders like that. But for now, this will do us. I think it's okay. Let's try and pretty this up and then make the patch.